Most guys think it will take years to see change, to become the version of themselves they know they're capable of becoming. We all have this main character, James Bond archetype version of ourselves in our head that we know we're capable of becoming, but we don't exactly know how to get there. And the truth is you can actually see significant changes in the external within 30 days, and internally you can actually see it as fast as 24 hours. Basically, I'm going to be telling you guys the exact blueprint I use to get you back into sixth gear. Sixth gear is like when you're driving down the street, you're hitting all greens, you're flying, everything in your life is clicking. It seems like the universe is opening doors for you and aligning in your favor. And this is all about your perception of the world and momentum. I'm going to talk about how we get back on track and into sixth gear, because there's always going to be times in your life where you feel like you're falling off, you feel lost, you don't exactly know what you need to do. And I literally just had this recently. Everything was clicking. My business was going well. I was creating YouTube videos. It felt like every time I turned the camera on, I could just speak, and exactly what I wanted to say or what I was thinking or my ideas would just flow out. I was in the gym. I had purpose. I knew exactly what I was going in there to do every single time. I was meeting beautiful, sweet angels. Life felt amazing. And then I got sick, and I was bedridden for about 4 days. I literally could not get out of bed with some type of flu. And after I started getting better, I felt super lost. I couldn't make videos. I go to the gym. It felt kind of pointless. And I've created a system which helps you actually become that version of yourself and snap back into reality. So the first step is what you need to understand is you need to align yourself with that new identity. So you have that version of yourself, that James Bond archetype, the best version of yourself where you're making more money, you have purpose. Every single day you wake up with drive. You need to sit in a room. This is what I do every single time. And this will transform your life, your body, your physique, your mind, most importantly. You need to sit in a room, turn off everything. No TVs, no screens, no chat GPT, nothing. Sit in a room and write down on a piece of paper. I literally do this every single time this happens to me. I sit down in a room, turn off all the lights, and I sit there and I literally just think for 30 minutes. Then I write down the person I want to become. What are the habits, the traits, the things I need to get to, right? So first of all, I write those down, and then I write down what that person does on a daily basis. That is number one. So we need to change our identity. We need to already start becoming this person mentally. But how do we actually do that? Because it's all well and fine just to sit there, manifest, and just think, close your eyes hard enough, and you'll become that person. It doesn't work like that. So we write down and we identify this new identity. We figure out exactly what that person is, the version of us we want to become. And I'm write down things that you've wanted to do for a really long time. Your goals, your ambitions, your dreams. I'll give you an example. I've always wanted to ride motorcycles. Ever since I was 17, I wanted like a bobber, cafe racer type motorcycle. I'm 27 now. That's a decade. This is something that I've always wanted to do. So as soon as I got healthy or started feeling a little bit better, I immediately ordered a motorcycle to my villa. Just went on my phone, found the closest one, a bike I like, got it delivered. I didn't even know how to ride it. I had to teach myself how to ride it, but these are things you need to write down, goals and ambitions you've always wanted to. It doesn't matter if it's your physique, your body, monetarily, write those down and take action on them. Now you need to start looking at the habits of that person, this new version of yourself, max level, right? Your archetype, your best version, you need to write down their habits. What do they do on a daily basis? Next, you need to write down those habits and start taking them off daily. So what I always do, and this is especially about your body, because if you get your body in line and in sixth gear, your mind is going to follow. So I do cardio every single morning. I don't even if I don't want to get shredded, even if I'm bulking, I'll do cardio every single morning just to get the endorphins going every single day and start the day off with something that's slightly difficult and a win. So I'll literally just go for a run. I'll go outside, go in the rice fields, go for a run, or I'll skip rope, get some sunlight. That is number one. Basically, we're going to write down these habits. So, for example, we're going to go for a run. We're going to go outside. We're going to do some cardio. We're going to train, right? If you're training 3, 4, 5 times a week, it does not matter. You just have to stick to the plan and go in there with intention to progress. So you're going to write down something you've always wanted to do. You're going to write down your fitness goals, right? So you're literally just going to move every single day, get 10,000 steps, do cardio, and you're going to train. You need to look at this every single day and tick off those boxes. Literally put a check mark beside it every single day, because what you are doing is reaffirming you are becoming this new identity of yourself. See, as I said earlier, it's not good enough to sit there and manifest it and close your eyes and think really hard to becoming that person. You need to be taking action. The only way you're going to be fulfilled as a man in your daily life is you taking action on things you want to do. You are not going to find your purpose. It's not going to fall in your lap. You need to keep trying things, and action is going to give you fulfillment. So the second step right here, I don't know if you guys can see that, is reaffirming, right? So we've written down who we want to become, what we need to do to become those things, the habits, and now we're going to reaffirm them. So every single day, when we do those things, we're going to tick them off and say, yes, I am that fucking man. I am main character. I am player one in my life. I'm not drifting. I am taking action, because agency is everything for men. Next, after you've done this for a while, you're going to create a new baseline, right? And you're going to start feeling this feeling again. This is going to constantly come up in your life, and you guys have probably felt it. Remember that what I spoke about earlier, you're feeling misaligned. You don't know what to do. You feel like you're almost just drifting and existing, and your perception of the world changes, but the external world has not changed at all. Nothing has changed other than your perception of yourself and your self-belief. So we create this new baseline. This is just habit now. It's going to happen after about 30 days. Physically, obviously, you're going to see massive changes if you're doing cardio every day. You're training with complete intensity, and you're focused on a goal. Now that's your new baseline. What you then need to do is reevaluate and go for the next thing. It's all about progression and agency, taking action on things you want to do. Ever since I did this 1 year ago when I changed my life, moved across the world, this is the only thing that will get me realigned and feeling good and in sixth gear. So you have your new non-negotiable daily rhythm. This is what you do every single day, and it's just who you are. Next, you need to create that new challenge. Think again. Go sit in the dark room. Think, journal, write down your goals, ambitions, and desires, and start taking action to them. If your goal, I don't know, let's say you want to move across the world and start making money online. That's just an example. Okay, what can you do right now to start working towards that? Start posting content, start researching, get a course on how to make YouTube videos, literally anything to move you forward, because that initial inertia and momentum is what is going to make you feel good on a daily basis. I promise you, if you commit to this for 30 days, you will not only look better, but you will view yourself completely differently, and you will have an identity shift. And that's what this is really all about. Within 24 hours of doing this, you will already feel instantly better, and your perception will change. This happens to me every single time. It's almost like you get a little bit depressed because you don't know where you're going, you don't know what you're doing or what you need to be doing on a daily basis. But once you really make it, you really solidify that, write it down and make it extremely direct, it becomes so easy and life becomes smoother, right? But I promise you, if you do this, within 30 days, you will see physical changes. No doubt about that. But mentally, you're going to be completely different. And this is how you become unstoppable. And this is how all the people you see who seem like they have unlimited energy, they're doing business ventures, they're growing their business all the time. They are doing this on a daily basis, reviewing what they are doing, writing down, journaling, think about the person they're trying to become, and reaffirming it through their habits. And that is the only way you're going to build a good physique, a good business, good relationships, whatever your goal is. That is the only way you're going to become that version of yourself.